If you want to know the mistakes pro farmers never make, you have to watch this video carefully. Here, I highlighted 8 mistakes you must avoid if you want to be successful in the poultry business. So if this is your first time of watching our videos, do ensure you hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell notification so that you get notified each time we post a new video in this channel. Poultry farming is no doubt one of the most profitable businesses in the agricultural subsector, with several lucrative niches like meat production, egg production, breeding and feed production. However, success in poultry farming is not a walk in the park. There are some basic mistakes you must avoid if you must succeed in poultry farming. I have highlighted 8 common mistakes you must avoid if you want to succeed in poultry farming, and they include the following. 1. Not investing in yourself and your workers. I will liken poultry farming to a beehive. A beehive contains honey protected by loyal soldier bees. To get to the honey, you must learn how to do with the bees to avoid bee sting. The same applies to poultry farming. If you think of profit, you should think of how to get the profits and how to overcome the challenges that come along with it. If you don't, you will get stung by the challenges, which I will not wish for you. So, you have to invest in yourself and your workers, learn the rudiments, attend a workshop, go for training, etc. Don't make the mistake of starting a poultry farm without fundamental knowledge and training. Problems that stems from lack of training can wipe your whole flock. My dear prospective poultry farmers, if you want to succeed in this business, you must do the following. First thing to do, make it mandatory to attend training, seminars to improve your knowledge in poultry farming. Second thing to do, attach yourself to an experienced poultry farmer. Be humble enough to help out on the farm. In that way the farmer will be more open to teach you his or her secrets. Third thing to do, there should be ongoing training for your farm workers. Invest in them as well. You cannot do everything yourself. If you are knowledgeable in poultry farming, you should be able to identify some common poultry diseases, buy and give the right medications, implement biosecurity measures on your farm, manage your finance, market your products. Once you invest in yourself and your workers, other mistakes will be secondary. 2. Buying your birds from poor hatchery, breeder. Buying your birds from a poor hatchery comes with so many problems that could be so frustrating. These are some of the problems you could inherit from a poor hatchery. Health issues. There are some vertical diseases, from hen to chick, that are associated with breeder flock, like reoviral arthritis that can be contracted from breeder parents, and to a lesser extent from one chick to another. Buying such infected birds could cause a huge disaster in your poultry farm. This normally happens if the parent breeds were not vaccinated against that disease. Therefore, you must buy your birds from reputable hatchery. Do background research on that hatchery before buying. The tricky part of this is that some of these problems may not be apparent at first until after some days and weeks. So you have to make sure you do your research. Ask an experienced farmer for advice. It works all the time. 3. Poor hygiene in the poultry house and poor ventilation. Poor hygiene is a threat to poultry birds. Ensure you clean your pen regularly, decontaminate feeders, and drinking channels chlorine-containing disinfectants. Also, ensure your pen is well ventilated from both sides and for proper air movement. This will aid in reducing expired air and itching ammonia smell, which can cause stress and lead to disease exposure and low productivity. 4. Not using a quality feed. In poultry farming, 70% minus 80% of your expenditure is incurred in the feed. So, with such an amount on feed, it will be unwise to neglect the quality of feed you give to your birds. When you feed your birds with quality feed, they will produce quality eggs and meat in return. However, making the mistake of not feeding your birds properly, that is not feeding in time with quality feeds, could lead to a reduction in the growth of birds, egg production, which will finally affect your productivity. 5. Not noticing a sick bird in time. This is one of the worst mistakes you could ever make as a poultry farmer. A sick bird is a threat to the flock, and some diseases are fast spreading before you could say, Jack. All your birds are already infested. So, you must be alert, observant, and inquisitive to the activities of your birds. Nevertheless, there are some major signs to spot a sick bird among your flock. While some of these signs are specific to a group of poultry diseases and others to particular poultry diseases. If I am using a deep litter system, one method I normally use to spot a sick bird is this. When I enter the pen and move towards the flock, I expect the birds to move away from me. Any bird that remains still and doesn't move away, something is wrong with the bird, and such bird have to be examined by checking the crop for feed to ensure the bird is feeding, by checking the eyes and nostrils for any liquid and vent for any poo stain. 6. Poor spacing and overcrowding. This is a common mistake beginners make in a poultry farm. They are usually overwhelmed by the prospect and anxiety of owning a poultry farm that they forget to provide the necessary space for optimal growth. Sometimes, you make provision for space based on the present size, without considering the future. Overcrowding can lead to stress, cannibalism, featherpecking, and other issues. The floor space requirement of broilers varies depending on their body weight at the time of marketing, housing systems, marketing age, and ambient, surrounding, temperature. 7. Not financially buoyant. Don't start a poultry farm without having a cost analysis report and without doing a feasibility study. You have to keep the resources on the ground to fund your farming venture from start to finish. This will save you from being stranded. Endeavor to have other sources of income to cater for your expenditure at the beginning. Lack of cost analysis can get a farmer stranded. To be successful in the poultry farming business, you should have enough money to purchase feeds, drugs, and so many other things that may arise in the course of the poultry rearing. 8. Not choosing the right breed. In starting a poultry farm, you should select a breed that will suit not only your intended purpose but as well as your lifestyle. However, we have several types of breeds for different purposes. For example, we have the broiler breed for meat production, the layers for egg production, and the dual purpose like cockerels, Noyler's Plymouth, etc., which are used for meat and egg purposes. Plymouth Rock, a dual-purpose breed. If you are not financially stable, don't go for layers because it requires a lot of money to grow them to a point of layer. The return of investment is usually slow when compared to broilers. Isa Brown layers foraging. However, within these breeds are sub-breeds. For example, in Nigeria, we have several types of broiler breeds, e.g., the Cornish Cross, and Grinfield Marshall, white broilers, and Moyer's K22, red broiler. The white broiler grows very faster, but is susceptible to diseases and is suitable for an intensive system, cage, litter. While the red broiler grows slower, but more resistant to disease and is suitable for an extensive system, free range. So, ensure to choose a breed suitable for your purpose. So my dear viewers, in conclusion, ensure as you avoid all these mistakes, you should do the right things as well. Apply what you learned from your training on your farm. By so doing you find what works for you. Vaccinate your birds at the right time, and keep proper biosecurity measures to ensure a disease-free flock. If you find this video helpful, comment and share it with friends. Also make sure you subscribe.